Tom, good evening, good morning, good afternoon.
It's 12:06, so it's,
12:06, but
just
when
over
are people listening? When do most people listen to podcasts?
That's a very good point. I think on the way to work.
That's how I envisage. If someone said, picture your listener, they're on their way to work.
Yeah.
But I tend to, I'm going to say it, if I'm out and about, I'm listening to music.
Yes.
And if I'm doing a task in the house.
Okay.
I'd say podcasts are my loading the dishwasher.
I agree with that. I love a podcast and washing up. That is my big thing. Our dishwasher broke 8 months ago.
You can
we still haven't replaced
our house. We've got enough washing up for you to do.
But I like listening to podcasts and washing up. That's what my life has become now, basically.
Yeah, you sad old bastard.
Cool parties and skateboarding, but not anymore. It's now washing up and podcasts.
Well, talking about a group of people that venerate the past over their current lives, let's hear from our listeners. It was nice, that, wasn't it?
I loved it.
Particularly because I was working it out as I said it. I had started the talking of, and I didn't really know where I was going.
And boy, did it work out.
Boy, have they been in touch, Tom. Boy, have they been in touch.
Right.
First of all, with Corrections Corner.
You're wrong, and you're a grotesquely ugly freak.
Yes, we are not perfect. None of us are born perfect. None of us will die perfect. Corner shopper from Leicester, not Bradford. Do apologise. We don't have much going for us in Leicester. Richard III, that one time we won the Premier League, Kasabian. I'd say I like the Leicester Premier League win. I'm indifferent to Richard III.
And Kasabian has become slightly more problematic over...
Well, that guy's left. That guy's left, to be fair.
Absolutely. Very good point.
We need to take great pride in our sons and daughters. Love the pod. More blobby facts, please. He's a monster and a national treasure. I presume that's referring to Blobby, not Noel, who's not a monster at all, but he is a national treasure.
Absolutely.
Alice, previously from Leicester, now in Wellington, New Zealand. Hi, Josh. I've listened to and loved every single episode, but what in the every-loving heck do you mean Dorset isn't in the West Country? I stand by it. I've always been a fan and followed your career closely. My husband and I have seen you live, supported by the wonderful Susie, on more than one occasion, in no small part from a sense of West Country solidarity. We're from Dorset.
Yeah.
So we also recently saw Sinclair C5 in the wild. Utterly insane. Love the show. Polly Rothwell Byrne. Tom, so you are from Bath. Is Bath in Dorset?
Well, no. Bath is Wiltshire. Well, at least where
Wiltshire. Wiltshire.
But you, in no uncertain terms, have told me before that Bath is not the West Country, whereas I very much see that as the West Country. Bristol, Bath is all, to me, the West Country. Devon, Cornwall, absolutely. And I would agree with this email very briefly that Dorset is also the West Country. I would agree with that as well.
Well, do you know my problem with it? I take my West Country from the West Country ITV West Country TV region and the BBC local TV region of my youth.
Yep.
Which didn't cover Dorset or Bristol or Bath.
Okay, yeah.
So that's where I get my views on it from.
So I think Bath would have been BBC Southwest. Is that what it was called? Maybe. I think that's right.
Well, we were BBC Southwest, I think. And you would have been BBC Bristol. Or
BBC Bristol. Yeah, no, you are right.
Anyway, yeah. But I get that Dorset is in the West Country.
And will you concede that Bath is also from the West Country?
No, let's not push it.
Okay.
Yes. Why don't we have a listener question, Tom? AQA. Hi, Josh, Matthew, Tom and Susie.
Hello.
Absolutely loving the pod. It's keeping me going on maternity leave. I listen to it on long walks trying to get my baby to sleep. The recent fan club special on Kids TV. Do sign up if you haven't listened to it. To the fan club. The description's in the show notes, etc., etc. I won't underline all the things you get because you know them by now. If you could revive one classic kids TV show from the 90s to host or star in, what would it be and why? Thanks for hours of fantastic entertainment, Kirsty.
Great question, that. What are you going with?
There was a news story a few years ago that Romesh was bringing back Art Attack, and he was doing it, which proved untrue.
What's his art background? Has he got an art background?
He's a mathematician, isn't he?
Yeah. So quite right, it's not coming back then.
Yeah, but it wasn't true.
Okay.
But I did feel a pang of jealousy at that point. That I thought, I'd have liked to do Art Attack, even though I've got no artistic background either.
Okay. Well, you photography.
Yeah, but that's not art. Well, it is art, but it's not art in the sense that I could tell someone how to draw a dog.
Okay.
Or I could make a picture of a London bus using hoodies.
Okay, I get that. But I would say that your skills as a photographer suggest that you have an eye for image and structure and all these sort of things.
I've got an eye for image, Tom. Everyone's seen my eye for image.
Of course. But you could learn how to draw a dog and then teach people.
Well, I'm saying I'd like to do Art Attack. So I did Go Get Arty, which I think this is where this news story came from.
Okay.
Because it's produced by Romesh's excellent TV company, Rangaby. And it's a kids' art show. And they get you to come in and do a drawing.
Right.
And you kind of get shown how to do it. You're not doing it off. But I did it on that. But I think that's where the news story probably came from, a confusion that his company was making a children's art show.
Okay, got you. I have a clear programme that I choose, which is Nightmare.
Oh, yeah, good choice.
Which was,
great choice.
For any overseas listeners, a show where it's quite hard to describe. It was set in an old medieval castle. Kids would
Dungeons
come
and
in,
Dragons, basically.
Exactly, as a team. And they would put on this metal helmet, which meant that they couldn't see where they were going. And then they basically step into this computer-generated world. And their teammates would tell them to go left, right, or there's something, you've got a duck, pick up the sword, whatever, but they couldn't see anything. And it was genuinely very exciting. And it also had this great king character with them. Traegard, yeah, exactly. And it was all sort of over the top and really melodramatic. And they did actually do a live version of that
in Edinburgh
at the Underbelly, and I did it in London, so I got to play the guy with the helmet. Did you do it?
Yes.
It's really exciting.
I did it. It was fun. It was really exciting,
Great.
I really enjoyed that. Hello. Please explain the bookseller levels. How did you go up levels? Is level 4 the highest? Love the show, particularly the correspondence episodes. Thanks, Hannah. So I was telling an anecdote at some point about working at Waterstones. So there was, I don't think this is still the case, but there was 5 bookseller levels, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 1 being the lowest that you started at.
So like McDonald's star badge sort of thing?
Well, I don't think they affected you, the star badges, did they? I don't know. Okay. Maybe they did. I might be wrong on that. But every 6 months or so, you'd go up a level after a kind of informal interview chat.
Okay.
And you'd get more responsibility.
And more money?
So, yes, you'd get 50p an hour more.
Ah, okay.
So that's £17.50 a week.
Yeah, well, that's an extra book.
It's an extra book.
or two,
you're getting
2
paperbacks off.
Exactly.
Yeah. And you do stuff like higher up, you'd get to run your own section, which meant you were deciding its layout.
Oh, that's exciting.
And you were also ordering the books.
Great, yeah.
So you had powers to order books.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
I love that. It sounds genuinely exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I never got there. I got to level 2. Level 5 was the top.
Yeah. What was the power of
management? And when I say you ran your own section, obviously the main books were from central office, but it was the outsider books, you know.
Yeah.
What were you saying, Tom?
What was level 2? What was the level of power that you reached then? What did that allow you to do?
I don't think I got anything except 50p an hour. I think it was level 1, you're new. Level 2, you're on the road.
Okay. You've been here long enough that we have to acknowledge you're on the road.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Hello, love the podcast. Just listened to your excellent series on Clive Sinclair and the C5, which I loved.
Oh.
Tom's suggestion about the C5 being a success at Centre Parks brought back a childhood memory of going on a holiday in a caravan park, can't remember where, in the late 80s, early 90s, where they hired out C5s for kids to drive around the park.
No way. That's incredible.
Sadly, they removed the battery, so you just had to pedal. I do remember them being great fun, but I was only 12, 13-ish. Do you think it would be good as an attraction now?
Yeah, I think so.
So Sinclair C5 world?
No, I think you've gone too far already. Okay. I think it has to be part of a place where there's other things to do. I don't think you can be entirely C5 focused.
How about the world of discontinued inventions?
Now, that is good. That genuinely is good. Yeah.
And you travel around in a Sinclair C5 and you'd use the Neo Geo that was like a kind of failure. So maybe it's the world of failed inventions.
That's a really good idea. I think the C5 thing, I'm imagining it's like a go-kart track. It's an area where people get to go around, have a little race in their C5. I think that's what that area is.
Yeah.
That's genuinely a really good idea.
Yes. But then the heartbreak when your world of discontinued inventions fails and you have to discontinue it is more than I could handle.
It's a lovely idea. I'm trying to work out what the mini disc section would be. But that's the audio tour where you're giving your audio tour in a mini disc.
Yeah. That's a nice touch. Giving the audio tour in a mini disc. That'd be great.
It's a great idea. Absolutely, we go to that.
Send us in your descriptions of that.
Because it's nostalgia as well, isn't it? And there'll be a section on old chocolate bars. So that could just be wrappers and all these crisp packets and all these sort of things. It's a lovely idea. Yeah. Genuinely, yeah.
Can I recommend the Museum of Brands? in West London if you enjoy stuff like that, which is great. Hi, thoroughly enjoying this podcast. It's so good and the highlight of my week when a new episode comes out. 2 points relating to Live and Kicking. Yes, please. First, there was a chat in the Kids TV episode about Keenan and Kellum where we watched it. It was one of the cutaway shows on Live and Kicking they used on the show in rotation. Okay, thank you. So they were like the raccoons or Live and Kicking would go on for 3 hours, but occasionally they just shows in it within
Okay,
it.
got you. Yeah.
So they'd leave the studio for 25 minutes.
I'm with you, yeah.
Secondly, I'm fairly sure that Mr. Blobby had a segment on Live and Kicking. Yes, he did. So this is true. I think he broadened out from Noel's House Party to the BBC brand in general. Okay. A very strong memory of him playing a game with Jamie Theakston called Blobby's Laundry and pulling lines of washing out of washing machines. They were elasticated and he got pulled back abruptly and inevitably fall over.
Good comedy.
It was hilarious and great TV, and Jamie Theakston got more and more irritated. Of course he did. He's a pro. I think there was also one called Blobby's Baggage Rummaging Through Suitcases. Am I the only one who remembers this? As I'm doubting myself, and I feel like if it were true, you would have mentioned it by now. Great stuff, guys. Can't wait to see what is in store for us in the coming weeks. Well, on that, topic suggestions from listeners. Hello, really enjoying the show, Josh. An idea for a new topic, superstars. We still talk about Kevin Keegan's bike crash and Brian Jacks putting Vaseline on some trainers, but some great moments with some genuine superstars. Tony Knowles doing the gym test, some odd cricket game. So if you don't know what this is, in the 70s or early 80s, top-level sports stars would compete in basically games at the Olympics, like the sprint, the bike.
Against members of the public?
No, against each other.
Oh, right.
But they'd literally have, because you could in those days, Kevin Keegan, who was the biggest footballer in the world, and he fell off his bike on a lint track and scratched himself up and got injured for football.
Really?
I think we covered this on Quickly Kevin, didn't we, Michael, back in the day?
What's a lint track? What's that? Not the chocolate. What's a lint track?
No.
That?
Michael, help me out on this.
So you know the type of artificial running track that you have if you have high school that had it modernised. It was kind of like almost like clay and concrete mixed together. But if you went over on it, it would just shred your. It was game over. And we covered it on Quickly Kevin. He basically took part in it in the run up to maybe a European final or something where he seriously injured himself ahead of that game for an appearance fee on a TV show.
There's no way that's happening now, is there?
What, like
Harry Kane or whatever?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's
it's worth
amazing.
watching the clip.
That sounds brilliant.
I've got the info on the Mr. Blobby as well if you want to.
Oh, go on.
I think she's right. There was a regular feature or section called, it's an unfortunate name, Blobber Job, where he would take part in a professional task and then basically it would turn chaotic and destructive.
Okay, yeah. As is his way. Yeah. I think you have to expect that with him, don't you, really?
I think you do, yeah. That's what you'd want, isn't it? It'd be sad if he'd found a level of professionalism.
Came into work a changed Blobby, just completely. It's really, I realise, I don't know why I've been smashing into stuff. This must really be making the workplace really stressful. I just want to apologise then. Cue sort of 4 minutes of quite straight TV of him. Then leaving. With good grace, yeah.
A topic I'd love you to discuss and research is the rise and fall of Big Brother. We are
that's a great
currently
idea.
Doing that. Mm-hmm. Or if you want, you could cover the rise of reality TV show and classic game shows, Bullseye, Krypton Factor, etc., or the console wars of the 90s.
Oh, yes, please. That's my dream episode, that would be
Michael,
fantastic.
What have you been working on recently?
You'll be excited to hear that I've almost finished that very pack.
Have you?
Sega versus Nintendo in the 80s and 90s. And it does it wraps up around the time the launch of the PlayStation 1 and the N64. So yeah, we'll get you on board for that one, Crane.
I love watching YouTube videos of the adverts for consoles, for like PlayStation, N64, and also you can still get old episodes of Games Master.
Of course you can.
On YouTube. And I find it really comforting and nostalgic. So yes, I can't wait to do that.
Have you seen the NES advert? Famously
Which
from
one's
the US. So it's got Paul Rudd, a young pre-fame Paul Rudd.
Oh, wow.
It's great. I'm sure we'll watch it and cover it as part of that episode.
I look forward to that. And if you want them all early, do sign up to the fan club, etc. It's the last time I'm going to say that on this podcast. Hi, Josh and Co. In your recent correspondence episode, you asked for your youngest listeners. I may not be the youngest, but having recently turned 22, I must be up there. Not going to lie, I didn't know who Clive Sinclair was, what Saw was, or even any Spice Girl beyond Posh and Mel B. Interesting that those are the two.
Yeah.
I'd have thought Jerry would have been more famous than Mel B.
Yeah.
Even David Hasselhoff only became known to me when watching some Grand Tour episodes recently. This show is very educational, so thank you. Keep it going. One of my favourite pods to listen to religiously. Harvey 22 from Frimley. But Harvey has been beaten. From Fox Flores, I think it's an online name. I'm potentially the youngest consistent listener at 16. I've enjoyed every minute of it. Having not existed for the majority of topics discussed, I'd say all of, I take it as an educational opportunity. After listening to the Edmund series, I managed to hold a lengthy conversation about Blobby with my 50-something-year-old college teacher to the point where I knew more than she did, despite her having been on Multicoloured Swap Shop.
No way!
Oh, I don't believe a word of that. Absolutely superb.
That's fantastic. I really like the phrase youngest consistent lister as well, because that suggests he's recommended it to a friend to a friend who's younger, and they just haven't really stuck with it.
No.
My 15-year-old mate, wasn't really for her.
Yeah,
exactly. That's amazing. What a claim to fame that your teacher's been on. Was it the teacher who's been on Swap Shop?
Multicoloured Swap Shop.
That's amazing. Love it.
This is a good email. Fan clubs you're a member of as a kid.
Brilliant.
Hi, Josh. Loving the podcast and the memories this is triggering from my youth. My strangest fan club I was a member of was the Tizer fan club.
Oh, wasn't even aware that existed. Wow.
Oh, no. It was the fizzy drink of choice whenever, of course, we went to my nan's on a Sunday. However, with 8 grandchildren, she had a lot of Tizer bottle tops to collect before we were all eligible for membership. The exciting day came when we each had a named envelope at my nan's, including our welcome pack with our official Tizer fan club, including...
Love it.
Membership card, folder, A4 sheet of stickers, newsletter.
Newsletter? What's in the Tizer newsletter? Much the same. Flavour hasn't changed. Enjoy.
Bake in the oven badge. Okay. Tizer visor. That's good.
Yeah.
Money off vouchers.
Great.
Alongside our welcome packs, there was also a letter to say that the Tizer Club had drawn to an end.
Was that in the welcome pack?
Yeah.
The briefest innings.
So it turned out we were members of the Tizer fan club for all of 3 minutes. Basically, the time it took us to look through the merch and then read the cessation letter.
That's so funny. That's amazing. That also says to me that they were the only ever members of the Tizer. I'm imagining that the Tizer PLC have received this letter and gone, somebody's actually joined. It has actually happened.
Disappointment didn't even cover it.
That's so funny.
Oh, man.
I love that. Didn't your brother, it's a story worth telling, run the Twitter account talking about fan clubs
for... Grape Nuts.
Was it, the cereal? Remind me what happened? What happened there?
He was eating Grape Nuts.
Yeah.
And
as any great story begins,
he saw that they...
Grape Nuts is a cereal, it's worth saying.
Yeah. They'd listed their Twitter handle at Grape Nuts. So he thought, I wonder what they're tweeting. So he put it in, and they never got round to registering it. So he just registered it. And I think he ended up in touch with them. I can't remember.
I think he ran it for about 6 months, basically.
Yeah.
Tweeting something like the beginning every month about Grape Nuts or whatever until they eventually took it over again. Absolutely love that. I was Beano fan club was my one, which I'm sure is the same
classic.
for you.
The Dennis the Menace fan club. Yeah, that's the classic.
Dennis the Menace. Brilliant.
The worst film you've been in a full cinema for, or the best film you've been in an empty cinema for? Hey all, bit late to the party, but I was just hearing your listener stories about empty or full cinemas and realised I had a good one of my own. Since my partner and I both don't like football, we decided to go and see A Quiet Place, day one, when Germany were playing an important game in the Euros. I live in Mecklenburg-Vorpommern. Gladly give the name another try, Josh. Yeah, I'm not going to...
Feels like you nailed it the first time.
Vorpommern. Anyway, the film is about aliens which come to Earth and hunt through sound, killing masses of the population and forcing everyone to live in silence.
Yeah, very scary movie. Very scary movie.
Have you seen it?
Yeah, I have. It's absolutely petrifying.
As we got to the cinema, the game hadn't started yet, and the teenagers working at the tills seemed pretty annoyed that they were going to miss the game.
Right.
We go into the screen, and we are the only two in there. It's a fantastic film and feels 10 times creepier because we were alone. Then... when we go to leave, we find the cinema deserted. Not one person to be seen. Not even a member of staff.
Wow.
Presumably, everyone was watching the Germany game.
It's quite sort of 28 days later, that, isn't it?
Yeah. But for us, it felt like we just entered an immersive quiet place experience. I've never been so scared to use an empty public toilet and ran back to my car in all my life. Me and my partner did not make a sound for it the entire time. Better safe than sorry, we figured. Absolutely love the podcast. I saved the series up and then binge listen when I'm having a challenging day.
Oh.
Katie.
Have you ever done the sprint across a car park after a movie at the cinema? I did it for Blair Witch.
Did you?
Blair Witch Project. I went to see it with 2 friends from sixth form, and we were both so freaked out by it. I remember charging across the car park and just genuinely petrified after this. Just couldn't wait to get back to the car.
Yeah. I know exactly what you mean. Horrible feeling.
Yeah. When me and you went to watch The Woman in Black, is that what it's called?
I don't like horror. Horror's shit.
You had your hands in front of your face most of the movie. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And you would dip them down occasionally when things calmed. And if there was any stirring music, your hands would go straight up again.
I don't know why Harry Potter was in it. Right. Hi, Josh. Just listening to the first Royal Knockout app and thought it was worth an email because both my parents represented Greater Manchester together in It's a Royal Knockout in the 70s.
Brilliant.
They're a young couple. Mum Sybil, trainee PE teacher, there's a name from the 70s, got picked first. And when she went to the first training sessions and saw the other lads there, she said she knew her boyfriend Vince could probably wipe the floor with all of them.
Great.
He was a police cadet at the time and they snapped him up. They represented Greater Manchester and made their way to Jeux-sans-Frontières in Bellinzona, Switzerland in 1977. The first time they'd been abroad.
Wow, it's amazing story.
I just asked my mum about it and her reply, yes, 1973 for Manchester. 8 countries competed together. Highest scoring, second team ever, lost by a point for a place in the finals in Paris.
Oh.
Won the first home round in Kings Lynn. Happy memories.
That's amazing.
We contacted the BBC in the past to try and get some footage of them on TV, but apparently it was all destroyed. Such a shame.
Yeah.
Is that a post-Stuart Hall thing? Or is that...
Better safe than sorry.
They're both 70 now, but you'd never tell as they've continued doing sport all their lives and are really fit and strong, skiing and cycling in the Alps every year. Knockout might have been a fun TV programme, but it opened up a world of opportunities for them without doubt.
That's amazing. I love that. And I love the fact that was their first ever trip abroad as well. That's what an amazing moment.
Anyway, love the pod. Keep bringing the nostalgia hit from Becca in Saddleworth. There we go. That's a nice email, isn't it?
Yeah, lovely.
Hi, catching up on listener correspondence episodes and hearing other listeners' tales of appearing on 90s children's TV shows. I thought I should chime in with my own experience. Back in 1993 or 1994, I was in an episode of Playdays. Wow.
Right.
It was all a bit surreal, really. I arrived at school one morning. To my childlike awe and wonder, the play bus was parked up outside. Oh, my God.
Amazing.
I went into my classroom and some friendly TV people asked our teacher for 8 to 10 of us to take out for the day to film an episode.
Wow.
Fucking hell. Can you imagine that?
If you're one of the pupils that have been left behind doing English as everyone else goes off on the play bus.
Yeah, also.
Livid.
It sounds like it's unplanned. It
does feel like a letter has to be sent ahead of time, or at least some kind of conversation with the headmaster.
Yeah. Not just the play bus, cruising around schools. Like, it feels very much to me like that's a scam.
As a teacher, my first question is, we need to check this is actually the play bus?
Yeah,
can we just make sure? Yeah.
Because it feels like you might be the child catcher in a kind of modern version of his car.
I was such a nervous child, I would not have gone on that play bus. I can tell you that.
I think that might be the right decision.
Yeah. But I would definitely be, I'd be like, I know it'll be fun, but I'm not going to risk it.
Did you used to have a mobile library come to your school?
Yeah, we had the mobile. It would come to our street as well, yeah. I loved it, yeah. That was a great thing, the mobile library, yeah.
Mobile library was just a library in the back of a van, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. You know how an actual library had loads of books? It caters for all your interests. Yeah. It was greatly reduced.
Yeah.
But it was closer to your house.
And then you could only return the book and get a new one if you happened to be in when it went past in a week's time.
Exactly.
So you'd get overdue books.
Yeah, that's such a pity that's gone. That might have been a thing of growing up. But is that because we both grew up in countryside-ish areas.
Michael, did you have it on the Isle of Wight?
We didn't have the mobile library, but we did have a thing that was, he called himself the video van man.
Oh, yeah, he's a pervert.
That sounds creepy. Michael, were you the video van man?
No, but it was a guy, it started off and he would turn up, I presume it was at a sort of similar time every week, but he would turn up, put up on the estate, and in the boot of his car to begin with, there would just be a series of videos to rent. So this is, I'm going to say 91, 92 maybe, pre-Blockbuster that didn't exist on the Isle of Wight back then, probably not in the UK. And then you would go and you would pick whatever films he had to rent, and then a week later he'd come back. And then I think business was going so well that he upgraded to like a proper van, like a small van that would then the back would open up, and he would have like a catalogue of films that you go in and rent.
Were these videos or DVDs?
No, this is VHS. This is very, very early 90s. Yeah.
That's amazing. We have things near here which are little library boxes. Have you seen that? You take a book, then you take one from the box and you leave it. It's basically, a given thing. And we have those in our area here in Clapton where I live.
They sometimes have them in phone boxes.
Yes, they do as well, yeah. I love it. Such a sweet thing.
But, Tom, is this not destroying the publishing industry?
I don't think it's a big enough impact.
Is this not essentially Napster?
But it's saving the planet. That's what it's doing.
You are swapping and giving away things that authors have spent time writing.
That's a fair point. Yeah.
No,
although I give the argument that someone might read that author's book, go, I really like that. I'll see what other work of theirs I like.
That's probably what Napster said. People said they want the artwork.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's a twee Napster, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sorry, why did we start talking about this?
Because we were talking about mobile libraries.
The playbus. Yes, sorry. Yeah. So the playbus turns up outside the school and they ask for 8 to 10 children, which the teacher acquiesces with insanely. That's the way I remember it anyway. I assume there had been some sort of prior coordination with the school and consent from our parents. But then again, it was the early 90s, so don't rule out it all actually being just loosey-goosey, as I remember it.
Right, yeah.
I get the feeling you'd know ahead of time, because the way our school, obviously now it's done via email, or we've got like a portal that makes it so complicated with my daughter's school. But in the old days, we used to have to take the letters home.
Yes, that's what it was when I was at school. Absolutely, yeah.
So your mum would
have to sign it and you'd come back in. Yeah,
of course. Absolutely psyched by the prospect of being on the telly, we bundled onto the playbus, which took us first down the road from Kingston to Hampton Court Palace, where we ran around the hedge maze and then on to Bushy Park, where, as far as I can remember, all we did was mess about climbing a big fallen tree. I got to hang out with Zoe Ball for the day, which was incredibly cool.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The other presenter for the episode was a guy whose name I can neither remember nor figure out from trying to match his likeness to the one photo I have from the day, with images of people named as presenters of Playdays on the Wikipedia page. So I can only assume his post-Playday's career trajectory was a bit different to Zoe's. Well, she's superb. My mum proudly kept the VHS tape bearing a recording of the episode, long past the point when she had no machine to watch it on.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Paydays was repeated for so long, such regularity. Even when I was in year 6 at the same school in 99-2000, younger kids would come up to me in the playground and say they'd seen me on TV.
Love that.
It was an odd and unwelcome kind of pseudo-celebrity. Dogged by his appearance on Playdays.
Absolutely. I'm imagining her going in wearing a baseball cap, dark sunglasses, like Leonardo DiCaprio when you see images of him leaving a restaurant in LA, trying to conceal her identity as she goes into maths.
Keep up the great work on the pod. My top suggestion request for a series is hands down Haim Saban, the Saban Entertainment Company, and the rise and fall of the pop culture juggernaut that was the Power Rangers.
Oh, that's interesting.
Idea. Yeah. That is a good idea. There's so much going on there. The scope of scenic detours to other batshit 90s Saban properties, including Masked Rider, VR Troopers, and Big Bad Beetleborgs. Nice one, Ian. Hi, Michael, Josh, and guests. Loving the podcast. Born in 1987, so wonderfully nostalgic. I was a TV-obsessed kid. Loved the mention of the Spice Girls game on the PlayStation. Brought back the memory of the fact there was a cheat code. No, this isn't true. There was a cheat code where they would appear naked. Simply not true.
It's absolutely not. No.
Can't be.
You have to step through how those images would have come to put it, because that's...
The boys in my friendship group came round to see and were bitterly disappointed. This is Gemma who had the game. Bitterly disappointed when it was just a badly animated title screen with the image of them naked, sat back to front chairs covering all the good bits, in quotes.
All the good bits.
I'm supposing that's the kind of Christine Keeler pose, I suppose it would be known as.
Yep.
Looking back, it's mad this was a cheat in the game available in a kid's game.
Do you think that's true?
Yeah, why would she lie?
Okay, I see. I've just poo-pooed it as if there's no way that happened. But
they're not getting out all the good bits, Tom.
But still, I think even simply masked by a chair, it's too much to include in a game, isn't it?
You're coming across as a real prude on this episode.
Good, absolutely, yeah. I think, there's needless. You don't need nudity in the Spice Girls computer game.
I would love a series on the rise and fall of Saturday night TV. Think Gladiators and Blind Date have plenty of scandals. Thanks for making my commute so fun, Gemma. Gladiators is on the list. Okay. Hi there. I've just listened to the podcast episode about the Hof and the Berlin Wall. I thought you might be interested to hear about David Hasselhoff Museum in Berlin. I didn't know about this. It's part of the Circus Hotel, and my boyfriend and I visited about 10 years ago, and we donated some exhibits, a Knight Rider annual, and a book asking whether Hasselhoff brought down the wall. If you go to the TripAdvisor page, you will see this. I met the hotel museum manager, Andrew Hadfield. He's a top bloke and a huge Hoff fan, and he told me David himself had visited. Of course he had.
Yeah. I think that
goes without saying.
I don't think that's narcissism. I think that's
Would you visit the Tom Crane Museum?
Well, I find it hard to believe that it would keep running for long. what the footfall is, but I would go. Would
you?
Yeah. It's partly through concern as to what exists.
Yeah, I mean, that's the problem. Hasselhoff's going to the museum. I think if you've got Hasselhoff coming around, a lot of it's going to be you worried that he's going to go, I'd say that's not quite right.
Yeah. My mum's house is a bit like the Tom Crane Museum because she hasn't really chucked away much from my childhood. So you can open any drawer and relive basically 1987 and whatever T-shirts I had then. Does she have many visitors? I mean, I visit. So there you are. There's the answer.
Is there a donation box?
Not as yet.
Right. There was a mural on the wall there of Hasselhoff with a chest wig, but apparently objected to it. Told you.
Oh.
And the next time I visited, the mural was intact, but the wig had gone. I always encourage people to visit if they go to Berlin and would highly recommend it to Josh. Best wishes, Becky. I don't know
we have actually talked about going on a trip to Berlin, haven't we?
Yes, but we wanted to go to a football match and then look at the Berlin Wall.
Yeah, but I would absolutely go to the Hasselhoff Museum if I was in Berlin. Would you? That sounds great. What a great way to spend an hour.
One of the most historic and exciting cities on earth. You'd go to the David Hasselhoff Museum.
I'd put aside an hour to go and see a museum about David Hasselhoff. Absolutely, yeah. And then we'd go and watch some, look at some proper history afterwards. Yeah. But, it's wrapped up in the fall of the Berlin Wall, so I'm sure there is some actual history in there as well. Yeah. So, yeah, I would go.
Fair enough.
And I think you would as well. I think when push came to shove,
I think it would be difficult not to.
Really quickly, I've found the aforementioned Spice Girls cheat code image. Would you like to see it?
Yes.
I'll text it to you.
Michael, the question is, can we put it in our Instagram?
Yeah, it's the least titillating thing you've ever seen in your life. This is not going to be what any of us imagined.
Oh, right. Okay, yes. That's not how I imagined it, to be honest. So these are sort of like very cartoony characters. I still think it's needless, isn't it?
Do you know what I'm going to say about it? Particularly Posh, they've got much more sexually aggressive facial expressions than I'd anticipated. Do you know what I mean? She's properly got a kind of, let's fucking do this expression.
They're also the sort of chairs you'd get in a function room.
Yeah.
Or just sort of quite uncomfortable plastic purple.
Well.
Which one? Yeah.
Mel B looks absolutely fuming.
I don't know why that's been added.
No.
It's not what I imagined, but I still think it's too rude.
Well, of course it's the right chairs they've got in the function room because they've got to cover to quote, the good bits.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Like if it was one of those chairs that just had the hole in the bottom of the chair.
Fair point.
What's that hole for? Is that to save plastic? Oh, no, is that a handle?
The base of where the spine is, you mean?
Yeah.
I wouldn't like to claim to be any kind of chair expert.
That's not just we don't need a bit of chair there. Should we save a bit of plastic?
Yeah.
It must be to carry the chairs, mustn't it?
I'm happy to take that as the answer, yeah.
Michael, could you pop what hole in the back of the chair? So, hi, Josh. In the late 80s, my dream came true. I finally got through to appear on the live TV phone-in game Feed the Frog on Saturday mornings going live.
Right.
which at the time was hosted by Philip Schofield and Sarah Green. The idea was simple. You controlled a frog sitting on a lily pad by shouting commands down the phone.
Oh, yes, I remember this, actually. I do.
Yeah. If a fly was directly above it, you shouted gulp. If it was left, you shouted left gulp. If it was right, you shouted right gulp. The more flies, the bigger the prize. The lag on the phone from the Highlands of Scotland to London meant that the frog was gulping about 2 seconds after the fly had disappeared.
That's so funny. That's amazing. So basically you have to anticipate when a fly might be appearing and say it 2 seconds ahead.
I was absolutely
challenge.
gutted. The frog went largely unfed. Great bit of writing.
Yeah, lovely.
And I won a strangely adult prize. 3 LPs. We didn't have a record player.
Yeah.
The LPs were blissed out by the UK electronic group The Beloved, the greatest hits of Robert Palmer.
Okay, right.
And an album called MCMXCAD by Gregorian chant-inspired German music project Enigma.
Okay, great, of course.
Do you remember Enigma?
Vaguely, yeah. Oh, yeah, I like that song.
And
actually, I'll take that record if she doesn't want it. Yeah.
Just about the shittest prize a 9-year-old without a record player could win. Michael from Tain in Rossshire.
What do you do in that situation? I think you are basically having to guess when it might be appearing.
Like a goalkeeper with penalties.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. When they're doing that weird sort of run-up where they're doing lots of footsteps, you've just got to
which
choose
should be
early.
banned.
Exactly, yeah, completely.
I don't know how that's allowed.
So I'm saying left gulp when there's no fly there, hoping a fly appears there.
But isn't that worse than it looking like... Because at least you can blame the phone otherwise. Otherwise, it just looks like you've gone fucking insane.
Yeah, but you could maybe, in between the gulps, quickly explain that. So, okay, left gulp. Just to be clear, there's a slight lag, so I'm at right gulp, anticipating where the fly... Up gulp, that's what I'm doing. So I'm explaining to listeners as I'm doing it, in case they think I'm completely moronic. That better? That's what I'm doing anyway.
Yeah.
Would you like a comprehensive but slightly boring info on why there are holes in the bottom of chairs?
Yes, yeah.
Preventing suction / vacuum when stacking plastic chairs.
That's never happened. That's never happened.
When stacking plastic chairs, an airtight seal can form.
Oh, sorry. I thought
you were imagining someone's back getting
I
permanently stuck to a chair.
Getting stuck.
That scene in Basic Instinct, just her trying to unstick herself to the back of the chair. Okay, so that makes sense. So it stops them sticking together when they're stacking.
Yeah.
The holes act as a vent, allowing air to pass through, preventing the vacuum effect. Water draining. So if it's left outdoors, it allows the water to sit through. Reduced material usage. That feels very tenuous. But I don't think you're saving much money.
It's that classic thing with the matchbox, isn't it?
Yeah. Ventilation.
Do you know that one, Crane?
No, I don't. What's that?
One of the great profit-saving techniques in history.
Yeah.
When they realised that they only needed to put the strikes on one side of the matchbox, and they saved loads and loads of money.
Couple of final chair things. So ventilation, so the holes allow airflow, reducing heat and moisture build-up for the person sitting in the chair.
I don't buy that. I don't buy that. I think that's pushing it. Do you know what? My back is well ventilated in this school chair.
Moisture build-up. What a disgusting sentence.
You're such a prude today, Craig. What's wrong with the human body? Why do you not love the human body? Do you shower in clothes?
No, nothing wrong with the human body. It should just be under appropriate number of garments and kept to yourself.
Yeah. Except on your wedding night.
On the Google AI explanation, and I censored this because I knew Crane was feeling a bit sensitive, it called it swamp ass prevention.
Oh, my goodness me. That is absolutely disgusting.
And then final two, ease of handling.
I think that's the big one.
Structural integrity. It actually makes a chair stronger by having that hole because it's less likely to crack or bend.
That's a good one.
There you go.
Do you know what? That was absolutely fascinating.
It really was.
I can't believe that that's bringing us to the end, Michael. That feels like the headline thing. I should say, though, this is for Crane to finish. Just finished listening to the Greatest Kids TV show episodes. It's available on the Fan Club. And I have to recommend that if you have a chance, look into the Nightmare Live experience. They're adding new dates in 2026.
Oh, there you go.
A couple of guys recreate the show on stage with members of the audience. It's very funny, peak nostalgia. Keep up the good work, Joe. So if anyone wants to do that, that is a good thing we can recommend.
Yeah, and as generally having been part of it in the past, it was so much fun. People loved it. It was great. So do go and get tickets for that. It's a great show.
Thank you so much for your emails. We love them. We love that we've created this nostalgic community. We will see you for a new story. What's the new story, Michael?
I haven't decided yet.
Even more exciting. But if you want to hear all of that, the history of chairs,
hosted by Michael Marden. Would listen.
So listen to that. All of them will be available straight away if you're the fan club. Otherwise, listen to them over the next couple of weeks, and we'll see you in a couple of weeks for more emails, probably.
Bye-bye.
Bye.